Has anyone here ever tried to do an instant induction before today and have it fail miserably? Right? Would you like to know why that happened and how to prevent it ever happening again? Would that be of interest to you guys? Yes. The first reason it happened is because you didn't do your setup right. You didn't compliance test. The person just wasn't ready. You rushed them in a way that the mind wasn't following. Right? So when you said sleep, they didn't know what the hell you're talking about. Would you, as you reflect back on your experience, would that be fair to say you kind of rushed into the induction as opposed to letting the groundwork build up? Yes? The second reason, this is the second most common reason, is because people expect the induction to be it. You're inducted now. Stay there. I'm done. But that's not how the world works. The way trance works, let's try this way. If this line here represents consciousness, so up here, all this stuff here, let's go with blue, all this stuff here is normal conscious thinking, you know, hyper, a little bit calmer, and so on. Yes? As soon as you dip below the line, you're in what we would call trance. An instant induction just forces that spike straight down. Make sense so far? The problem is, as soon as you get to the spiking point, it slowly starts coming back up. Because the brain likes homeostasis, it likes to stay in places and kind of hover around them, right? If you stop talking here, the natural tendency over time will be for the person to come back out. Some people do it quickly. And when I say quickly, I mean in a fraction of a second. Anyone who tried an instant induction before have this experience. You go to sleep, they go like this, and they open their eyes and look at you, and you think, damn it! Anyone done that? Yeah. The reason that occurred is not that you failed. Is that you forgot to carry on. What keeps someone here is suggestions. If you don't give them suggestions to stay there, they won't. Even with their eyes open, believe it or not, they're still hovering somewhere around here in the trance zone. What you do next, what you do right after the induction, is more important than the actual induction. What you do before it, which is basically over here, compliance testing, and what you do after it, which is right here, those are the most important parts of the induction. And everyone focuses on the induction, sleep. What's the next induction? Okay, put my hand in, I'll do this. Or, put 2 spoons in your ears and shout, Dixie. The induction is virtually irrelevant. It's what you do before to prepare them for it. And what you do after to keep them in it that counts. Does that make sense to you guys? That's why when you had someone up here and going, that's right, that's good, a little more, and so on, what you're basically telling them is, stay here. If they started, let's do it in green here. If they started coming up and going, no, that way, that's it, there you go, good. Isn't that kind of the experience you had when people were doing that with you? That's why you're doing it. By feeling where they're at in terms of tension and balance is one of the signs that you can use as to how much they're trusting you, how much they're releasing into this process. Does that make sense? You can do, by the way, hypnosis with no relaxation at all. You can do it with huge amount of tension and all kinds of other things. But you're still looking for the same kind of reliance, the same kind of trust in the process. Does all this make sense to you folks?
Yeah. When you say trust in the process, do you like for trust or you have trust?
So the question is, when I say trust in the process, you mean that I trust the process as the hypnotist? Yeah. Or whether they trust the rapport of the situation? So, yeah, we're looking for trust pretty much in every way. I need to trust the process. Let's put it this way. How many of you would enjoy this kind of trance? Okay, we're going to do some hypnosis now. Can I borrow your glasses a minute? Sleep? It doesn't inspire a great deal of trust, right? So it has been said that hypnosis is a confidence game. No confidence, no game. So you must go first. You must present to the client or the subject exactly what's expected of them, how wonderful it is to go into hypnosis, how fantastic it is, how well they'll do. You see, what can happen down here, a lot of the reasons why people will open their eyes at this point here, even though actually not fully out of trance, although you might think they are, is they just don't know what's expected of them. They've never been in hypnosis before. Sleep. What am I doing? Does that make sense? If you tell them what to do, then this becomes a response. We'd like to see what happens when it goes wrong and how to fix it. Anyone would like to see that as a demonstration? Can I have a volunteer? We'll just role play it a little bit. Come on up. Actually, you know what? You've already been up a few times. Sorry. You haven't been up yet. Come on up. So I'm going to role play the situation a little bit because I have to do bad hypnosis to get there, so I apologize. It's all, you might have to almost want to get him to sit down. I don't know. Okay. So we've got this attention. I'm feeling good. I haven't really tested for compliance. I'm going to make a little mistake here. What I want you to do is when I say sleep, you just go down like normal and then just act like we just discussed. Like you open your eyes again and look at me a little quizzically. Is that okay? Okay, so look at me and sleep all the way. That's it, all the way. That's it. Close your eyes all the way. There you go, all the way. Releasing. That's it. There you go. Good. All the way. You're doing great. That's it. There. Did you notice what's happening right now? I'll put you back on your balance right now and then come back all the way feeling relaxed and fresh. Good stuff. Good job. Well done. Just stay here for a second if you could, just to answer possibly some questions. Assistants, could one of you get a mic up just in case we need to talk? So do you notice what happened here? Did it look, actually, it's actually great because Daniel actually went through the induction first properly, and then he remembered and said, oh, God, I've got to get back up. All right, here, looking. Wouldn't that be a little bit of the experience? Would that be fair to say? So what happened when he started looking up? Did it look like it had failed? Would that be fair to say? What's happening is, if Daniel doesn't know what's going on, he needs assurance. Has anyone here ever been a child? Oh, come on, folks. Don't play with me. Has anyone here ever been a child? That's a little bit better, right? Do you notice that then when an adult is asking you to do something, a lot of times children will check, am I doing it right? Am I being approved of? Am I doing it wrong? Do you see where I'm going with this? That's all that's usually going on here. If you've done your setup correctly, the only reason why they'll pop up is they're checking. They don't know what's happening next. So then you just do exactly what we did. That's what the deepening phase does. Deepening in some respects is the wrong word. Intensification might be a better word, right? Stabilizing might be a better word. Because what you're doing is keeping them there. Does that make sense to you guys? Is there anything you say about what you experienced there, or are you pretty much good? He's pretty much good. Give him a nice round of applause, folks. Thank you. Does this help you guys? This is yes, this is no, this is, I'm still a child. So what I'm going to do in a moment is I'm going to ask you all to get up, make sure your notes are somewhere safe. We're going to push things to the side a little bit, making sure we stay clear of the table in the center. And I want you to do the entire sequence again from, the casual invitation, the compliance test, the hold in the back of the head, the bring them in. Only this time you're going to have two things that could possibly go wrong. And you won't know when it is because most people will be nice to you. It's just occasionally, when you're the subject, every third or fourth person, decide on one of these two things to go wrong. Either, when it comes to the compliance test, they hesitate and complied a little bit less than with full enthusiasm, right? The other thing that might go wrong, it can be in the same induction or it could be in a different person, is when you say sleep, they'll go, boom, they'll look up, and they'll look at you, and that's all. You know how to deal with the first situation, do you not? Would that be fair to say? Any questions on that one? All right, a little feedback here, folks. For the second one, you just saw it demonstrate exactly what we do, which is you just do the deepening. You just encourage more of the things that feel and look trance-like. You encourage those in whatever way you feel like doing. I really don't care. Is that easy to do? So I'm going to give you 3 minutes, which gives you lots of time to work with lots of people. We're only going to do those things. Remember, with most people, you'll just go through the whole thing start to end nice and smoothly. Every third or fourth person, as a subject, you just decide, I'm going to give a little resistance on one, the other, or both of those points. And the person has to coach you through that. Does that make sense? Yeah. All right, folks, find a partner, off you go. Was that easy to do, folks? Yes or no? Yes. Easy to do? Did one or two people trip you up at either point and you went, I can do something extra, yay? Yes? Would that be fair to say? Yes. Inductions, virtually all inductions are easy to do, provided you know what you're trying to do with them, right? If you understand the ABS formula, if you understand this sort of, cycling of trance, then it becomes real easy because you just join it at any point and you just hijack it one way or the other. The power here is suggestion, isn't it? Who here felt good as the subject at any point? Who here is starting to feel a little bit like a little woozy every time they go, like, oh, this is kind of good. You know what? Let me put it this way. Who here feels like when they say it's time to finish and come back now, you go, no, I want to stay here. Anyone have that experience at some point today? How can you be doing that? Because we're not even doing hypnosis yet, are we? So, you understand the mechanics of trance now. That's what the instant inductions are really useful for. In a therapy room, by the way, you can do these things just as easily, just as naturally as here. How many of you, those of you who've done hypnosis before, how many of you have done this kind of instant induction on the streets, in restaurants, with random people and so on? Would it be fair to say it works exactly the same way as you've just been doing here, out there? It works better. And do you know why it works better? Any ideas? Expectation, right? The amygdala gets triggered more, the surprise is greater. The faith in you is even bigger because as far as they're concerned, you really are the world's greatest hypnotist. Which of course you are you not? Yes. The front row is convinced. I don't know about the back. Of course you are you not? Yes. That's much better.
No missing steps.
No missing steps. You've got to make sure that you cover your bases. If you skip a step and things go wrong, well, no surprise. You just go back and fix it. It's easy. Does that make sense?